G'day guys, Dave, the train guy from Hobbyman by Hearns. Today we're doing something a bit different, rather interesting. It is from Bachmann Branch Line and it's their Windhoff MPV. It sounds like an automotive acronym, but it actually stands for multi-purpose vehicle. So effectively, I think it's like a DMU, sort of like a cargo sprinter as such, which is an unknown sort of concept here in Australia. But anyway, we'll just go to the history. The Windhoff MPV multi-purpose vehicle is a purpose-built engineering infrastructure vehicle designed to meet the demands of modern rail networks. The MPV is a concept is to provide flexibility for carrying out specialist modules to seasonal or specialised operational requirements. These modules are located on a flatbed using ISO twist locking system, which can vary in lengths. The two-car MPV can carry in excess of 60 tonnes over 500 miles, with power being provided by two Volvo 265 kW engines. This model is of the first type and is powered by a master driving unit and a slave non-powering unit. And they were introduced around about 98. So this is a bit of a new concept for us in Australia. I think we've only got one of something very similar operating in Australia from the same manufacturer. So yeah, so my understanding from my take from that, it's effectively like a sprinter or a rail motor without the passenger section on the back. So effectively a flatbed with a cab on the end. Okay, so all right, on to the unboxing. Now they both look pretty much the same, but their loads are different. So just on opening it, what do we get? Get a 2-page instruction sheet. Now the one we're doing today is obviously 00 and it's a 21-pin units, or able to take a 21-pin decoder. It looks to me like the drive bogie is in the front end under the cab, and you get additional add-on detail somewhere here. Oh, here we go. You got a goodies bag. Ta-da. And of interest too, you get another driving axle with rubber tires. So if you've got a layout with steep grades or a helix or something, it gives you extra traction. Now it's only a 2-car unit, so that shouldn't be a challenge, but if it is, yeah, you have an extra axle there with a rubber tire on it. Now you also get, in amongst that little kit pack there, you get steps, couplings and air pipes, so a little bit of front-on detail. And interestingly, they show you where the decoder socket's located, which is under the central water tank. So we'll go in that in a minute. And obviously, what else do you get? And yeah, obviously you get the maintenance and warranty paperwork. Now, like I said, this is a DC model, so there's no sound with it. But you can always add it. Now, first impressions is like, oh wow, this is beautifully detailed. It really is. It's in the stock standard ice cube packaging you expect from Bachmann. Now, that's the first one out. It really does look attractive. Now, the first thing I'm seeing is just the level of detail. It looks obviously very modern in its appearance. I'll just ease that out. There we go. All right, let's have a closer look. Now, this is obviously the drive unit. I'll just get the trailing one out. Okay, so this is the drive unit. And as we can see, I'll just gingerly just turn on its side. There we go. Yeah, got a rather large, spacious cab. Looks like to me like modern aluminium sliding windows. You've got horns, wipers, and you've even got 2 chaps in there driving it. Now, obviously, I think these things were built in real life in Germany, and it looks very European with those square buffers. You've got a modern LED headlights on the front there. The stenciling is beautiful. It's nice and sharp, so it's in the network yellow, which is the UK mainline or the organisation that looks after the mainline railway infrastructure in the UK. Now, I believe these are used for lots of sort of different things. They are used for weed or vegetation control, so they would be spraying poisons or herbicides on the side of the track. I hope that's the right word, herbicides. Things such as moving sleepers to and from rail renewals or rail shutdown, like weekend shutdowns and things like that. And I would say there's a whole lot of things that they could be used for, apart from vegetation removal, overhead wiring to be renewed or replaced, sleeper movements or rail length movements. And I'm just looking at these containers. These are rather interesting. The first one looks to be like a water tank, and I would imagine that would be used for weed spraying. And I think there's another application I read earlier before is like removing leaf matter from railheads, which seems to be a bit of a problem in the UK. Obviously, you don't want leaf matter sitting on the railhead because it would create braking or attraction problems. Now, the other container, and these are quite weighty, and they really are nicely detailed. It looks like it's some sort of a equipment shed or portable shed. It's got a roller door on it with a big light. So I'm guessing in real life these would be used day and night. And this is a really interesting piece. But to me, it looks like a portable gen unit, like a generator. So it's got these louvers here and all these panels. It looks like windows, so I guess that would have some sort of a prime mover. And it looks like they've got lights mounted on it. Obviously for working all hours of the day. Now we just take that off. This is unusual, but you can actually see this is probably one of the very few models you get easy access to, but you can see where you could put a decoder, a 21 pin decoder, which is right here. And the real unit would have its prime mover would be located under here, but in this case they've made allowances that you could probably put a speaker in there, like an Ice Cube speaker. Now, just looking at the detail, again, the bogies look very European, and they've got a checker paint floor, you've got a motor here with a flywheel, and just the other things I probably didn't mention before is you've got a lot of added on detail up here. You've got a bit of brass etch, and that's for the main drive unit. Just put that on the track, put that back. Now these are weighted, these loads, so and I'll probably put that on back to front. I don't know if that goes there. Now this would look really good on a layout, especially if you're a modern era modeler, modelling the current day railways of England. Now the second, or the dummy unit, is almost an identical copy of the first one. There's just little differences here, and I won't take that off. But you obviously got a little... Oh, actually, I'll take it off the camera. Yeah, okay. So I've got a little transverse platform on the end here, which is hinged. And again, you would get a water tank. This one has network rail on it, handrails and so forth. Looks like another sort of a, I suppose some sort of a storage shed or a portable storage locker. Having a great old time playing with it here. And again, I don't know whether that's some sort of a pump. It's nicely detailed all the same. It's got like little louvers and air vents. It's got stenciling on it. Looks to me like a blue flashy light. Everyone loves a flashy light on a construction site. Now, just for today, we'll just, and you won't see it with our camera angle. Okay, put it on the track, Dave. All right, here we go. So, observations, you get in the forward direction, you get their representation of a modern LED light, and when it's in the trailing mode, you get a red trail light. And it appears to be both units will be coupled with these sort of like these pin sort of power couplings. So you'll have lights or a trail light. So if it's in motion, you'll have lights in the direction of travel and trail lights. Yeah, so it's a rather smart, interesting looking model. Now we'll just get that out of the way. Yeah. Get that out of the way. So if you are a modern era English modeler, this would actually look good if it was in a holding siding or it was waiting to go somewhere for a weekend shutdown of rail infrastructure repair work. There wouldn't be too many excuses for not having one. No, it really does look interesting. It'd actually be a good conversational talking point on a layout. So there you have it. The MPV from Buckman Branch Line. Now, if you are interested in one of these models, you can find them on our website. So go to Hearns Online or Hobbyman Online, and any order over $100 is postage free within Australia. So yeah, until next time, have fun and enjoy the hobby. Until next time, bye.